All right, so normally you would start yoga practice in the vinyasa method. You start with sun salutations. Today we're going to start with a non-traditional warm-up. So first, I'm going to stand from the side, and I want you to see how I'm trying to balance myself. When you stand over your feet, you don't want to be leaned forward because the spine will start to sink, things will sink into the front of the foot, and you don't want to lean back either. I want you to balance in between your heels and your toe mounts. Most of us tend to stand sunk forward a bit, so pressing the heels at first is an instruction we often give in yoga. Practice balancing in between your heels and your toe mounts. Grow as upright as you can, as if I was lifting you from a hair on top of your head, pulling you straight up over your ankles. Then I want you to keep this feeling like you're being pulled up tall over your ankles as you bring one knee up. Try not to sink right or left. Then change sides, bring the other leg up. And then let's just keep going back and forth. And we'll start to warm up the muscles in the hips, start to warm up the joints in the hips, so that when we go to do our standing poses, we feel that it's nice fluid movement going for the legs and for the hips. Now throughout this, I want you to practice your Tadasana line, your gravitational line. You're still working on staying tall and not leaning forward or back. Okay, now we're going to add arms, so it's going to become more tricky. So staying as tall as you can, as upright as you can, stretch your arms up and down. Up and down, up and down, and then front and back. And then side to side. All right, then stop your marching. Bring your knuckles to your temples. And as you exhale, bring the elbows in, look down towards your chest. As you inhale, open the elbows wide, lift and open your heart. Exhale, bring the elbows in, chin towards your chest. Inhale, open up wide. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, open up. Exhale, elbows in. Inhale, open up. Then stretch the arms out to your side and start to make little tiny inward circles. So I turn my thumbs down, little internal rotation circles. And then turn the thumbs back and make little external rotation circles. Still practicing being tall, even through the neck, up through the crown, balanced over the feet. All right, then make big internal rotation circles. And then turn the thumbs out, big circles out. All right, then separate your feet so they're the width of your mat, toes off of the mat, heels on, and pressing down into the center of your heels. As you inhale, I want you to start to bend the knees and stretch from the inner legs to the inner knees, pull the outer knees back. So the knees shouldn't go forward at all, and you're still practicing standing tall, and then come back up. Inhale, slowly lower. Exhale, come back up. Let's do it with the arms up. Inhale, lower slowly. Exhale, back up. 5 more. Inhale, lower slow. Exhale, back up. 3 more. Last one. Good, then heel toe your feet in so they're hip distance apart, and we'll practice chair with arm swingings. So as you inhale, sit back into chair, take the arms forward, press down into the center of your heels, pull your knees back into the hip sockets, and stretch the arms all the way. Exhale, stand. We'll do 8 of those. 1, 2, slow on the way down, strong on the way up. 3, 4, 5. Still practice being tall through your spine. 6, 7, 8. Good. Then take a little step back with your left foot, and we'll do lunging, raising the arm up. So as you inhale, slowly lower your left knee and stretch your left arm up. Pin your right hip in, stay tall through your midline. Exhale, back up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change sides. Inhale, lower. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stand at the top of your mat. Interlock your fingers. As you inhale, raise your arms and your heels. Exhale, come back down. Inhale to the right, twist. Exhale, back down. Inhale to the left. Exhale, back down. Change the interlock. In the center, reach up. Back down. To the right. Back down. To the left. Back down. Okay, now we're gonna do all three of those leg things one more time. So you could actually turn this into a little leg workout. If you want to do a leg workout one day, you could do 4 sets of this leg exercise sequence. We're just gonna do it one more time though. Okay, so I take my feet the width of the mat again, heels on, toes turned out halfway. All right, you ready? Arms up, 8 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, then take the feet outer hips distance apart and chair sits. Stand up tall, feel your upright posture. Inhale, sit back. Exhale, stand. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, the last part, the little lunge. So this is really good to strengthen the stabilizers in your hips. It'll help you with your standing postures to feel more stable, strong, and steady. Inhale, lower slow. Exhale, back up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Change sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Step your back foot forward, stand on mountain. Just feel all the energy in the legs, the heat that you've built. Feel how open everything feels. Joints feel nice and lubricated. Hips feel pretty warmed up. It would probably feel pretty good to do some standing poses now, which let's do. Go ahead. Separate your feet wide apart. Spread your arms out. Let's take warrior two. Turn your right leg out with your left leg turned in slightly. Bend your right knee. All right, then let's go into side angle. You could put your forearm onto your thigh and take your arm overhead. What you're looking for is the ability to lengthen your spine like that Tadasana gravitational line where you're standing. If you're more open in your hips, you might be able to put your fingertips down without rounding yourself like that. So see if you can still get the length through the middle and the upper spine so the neck feels free. And come back up. Spread your arms. Turn your legs to the other side. The right foot turns in a little. Left leg turns out. Inhale. Exhale, bend your left knee. Then place the forearm onto the thigh. Stay there. Or if you have the flexibility to tip the pelvis further, to reach down and still lengthen out through the left big toe line, go ahead, touch the floor. Take your arm back up, come back up, then step your feet together. Warrior one. Turn to face the front, right foot forward, left foot back. All right, here's where that hip strength from the lunging is going to come into play. You don't want your hip to twist out and sink to the side. So as you stretch into your back leg, start to bend your right knee. Feel that you're still upright, tall through your spine as you raise your arms up. Then see if you can start to bend the right leg deeper. Keep stretching your arms. And then come back up. And we'll try on the other side. Arms up. Bend the left knee. Bend a little bit deeper. Keep stretching your arms. Come back up. Go a little bit wider with the stance. We'll practice warrior one more time. Arms up. Bend your right knee. So with a little wider stance, the tendency to sink off to the side becomes encouraged. It becomes more difficult to try to lift up and stay tall through your midline. See if you can keep that and then still lunge deeper. Come back up. Other side. Bend your knee. And come back up. Step to the front of your mat. Inhale, raise your arms up and overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, make a flat back. Step your left leg back into a lunge. As you stretch your back leg, deepen in your lunge. Then twist, take your right arm up. Keep the length, keep the Tadasana line pulled long. Externally rotate your right arm and reach it overhead. But try not to let yourself round or twist, round or sink. You're twisting, of course. Keep lengthening. Bring your hand down. Step your back leg forward and fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Step your right leg back. Nice long lunge. Stretch your back leg as you sit deeper into the lunge. Then turn your chest. Take your left arm up. Pull yourself long to the midline. Keep the left hip hugged in. Rotate your left arm and reach it all the way overhead. Keep the length through the middle and the upper spine. Bring your hand down, and this time step to downward dog. Stretch down into your hands, stretch down to your toe mounds, lift up through your knees, up to your hips, pull the hips back, stretch and let your head rest. Then set your knees down, point your toes back, and stretch back into child's pose. All right, come back up from child's pose, and let's practice a little bit of headstand. So to build the strength that you're gonna need for a headstand, you're gonna need pretty open hamstrings, you're gonna need strong but flexible shoulders, and enough opening in your paraspinals, the muscles of the spine, to be able to walk your feet in close without rounding into your upper back, but also enough strength to be able to hold yourself up. I'll show you what I mean in a second. All right, so I'm gonna put my elbows down right underneath my shoulders. I interlock my hands, rest the sides of the thumbs together. As I press the forearms down, I spin the inner armpit forward, the outer shoulder back, instead of letting the shoulder roll in. Okay, so I want to maintain that and maintain the length of my spine as I lift my knees and my hips. Okay, then I imagine that someone put their knee in my middle upper back, and I try to walk in without letting my middle upper back round, like there's a knee right there. And then I'm just gonna hold that. Middle upper back in, I lift the hips, stretch the legs, stretch the spine. All right, then walk yourself into plank on your forearms. Hold there, shoulders balanced over the elbow, legs firm, core engaged. And then come to side plank. Roll into the outside edge of your right foot, engage your abs, take your left arm up. Come back down, press the left forearm, roll into the left foot, right arm up. Come back down. All right, now strong in your planks, squeeze your low abs up, pull your spine long, and keeping the abs in the spine long, lift the right leg just an inch, and then the left. And then the right, don't let the hips wiggle, then the left. And the right, then the left, and stretch back to child's pose. All right, then lie down onto your back. Let's cool down now. So I got a strap that I just pulled out of nowhere. We're gonna take Supta Padangusthasana. So lie down, let your pelvis set into neutral. Then bring your right knee in, strap your foot, take the leg up. You could use anything as a strap, whatever you got nearby, shirt, towel, etc. And stretch the left leg out without the hips twisting. All right, then release that leg and take ankle to knee pose. So cross your right ankle just over your left knee. Hug your left knee towards your chest, but still keep letting the hips be even. So instead of the hips twisting to bring the knee towards you, reach the sides of the hips out of the lower back, sides of the chest away from the hips. Release, change sides, take your left leg up, level out your hips again, even them out, and then stretch your right leg out. All right, then bend your left knee, cross your ankle just over your knee, and still trying to keep the neutrality of the hips. Bring your knee towards you. If your hips aren't flexible enough to keep the lower back long, then you can just grab a hold of the back of the leg instead of the shin, or if it puts pressure on your knee. All right, then set your feet down, uncross, stretch your legs out for Shavasana, corpse pose. Turn your palms up, just relax. Then we'll practice our breath awareness technique. So as you watch the breath come in, visualize the lungs as having 3 compartments, 3 chambers. First the bottom compartment filling, then the middle, then the top. And when you exhale, just let the air go out nice and slow. But let's not take the energy from the workout portion of class. Stay real calm through this, real mellow. Less is more through this part. As you inhale, just let the breath come in, no sucking or pulling. Allow the 3 parts of the lungs to fill. See if you can pause at the top without any strain before you let the air out nice and smooth. Just keep practicing like that. Try not to let the mind wander. When it does, naturally it will. Just shift it back to the breath again. And let go of the breath control. Gently bend your knees. Roll over to your right side. And press yourself up to seated. Thank you. Namaste.